For some folks looking to make a difference in the world, a career in the nonprofit or social enterprise sector is a great fit. So if this is you, how can you increase your odds of landing a job with the nonprofit or social enterprise organization of your dreams? In this video, we're going to talk about some of those top questions that you might get in a job interview with an organization that you're interested in making an impact with. Welcome back. My name is Amber Melanie Smith, and I am a nonprofit executive director and speaker on social impact, leadership, service, nonprofits, and more. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I make weekly videos on topics like this, topics on how aspiring change makers can get those tips and strategies to help you make a difference in the world while living a life of impact and purpose. Several years ago, I started a nonprofit organization of my own, and after a while was able to turn it into full-time work for myself, and I've had the pleasure of hiring many amazing team members. Now, I know some of my favorite interview questions when I am looking for someone new for our team, but I wanted to hear some other perspectives. So I also asked other executive directors in nonprofits and social enterprise organizations, what are some of the top questions that they like to ask people in job interviews? So this video is a compilation of not just my own ideas, but also their ideas on top questions that they like to ask in these job interviews for great candidates. As I was thinking about some of the top traits that I look for in a job candidate, and also looking at some of the answers that other executive directors had offered up in terms of what they look for in candidates, I noticed that it's very different from applying for a job in a private sector or corporation. Across the board, it really seemed like hiring managers at nonprofits and also myself were looking for three main things in candidates. The first is passion, so passion for the cause. The second is understanding of the cause and the issue that it tackles. And the third is fit with the organization. So all of the job interview questions that I'm going to describe kind of ended up falling within line of these three things. Okay, so let's get into it. There are 7 top job interview questions that I'm going to share today. The first one is so important, and that is, what is your understanding of this position and our organization? And another follow-up to this could be, what questions do you have about this job position or organization? This question can be really revealing for hiring managers at nonprofits because it shows how much homework that you have done before coming to the job interview. And it really helps us understand what knowledge you have about what we're trying to do here and what would be expected of you should we choose to hire you for the team. I always say in all things in life, and especially in nonprofits, whether you're talking about a volunteer opportunity or a job opportunity, expectations are everything. So you need to know what your expectations of a job are coming in so that hopefully they're met and everyone, both sides, are happy with what happens next. That sounded a little ominous, but what I mean is that you've got to know what you're applying for, or else you're not going to be able to perform the job duties to the expectation of your employer in the nonprofit world. The second question that I actually heard from another executive director, and I kind of really like this one, is, who was the best boss and the worst boss that you've ever had, and why? Everyone's got a different management and leadership style, and it's really interesting to hear answers to this question because it reveals what your expectations of a manager or a leader would be, and enables someone who might be hiring you to understand what you would need from them in a work situation. The third question, and this is one that is definitely different, I would say, from what you might be asked in a job interview with a typical for-profit company, is, what is your experience or comfort level working with an organization of our size? So there's not a one-size-fits-all nonprofit. Every single nonprofit organization is different. Some are very teeny tiny, and you might even be the very first staff person they've ever had ever. Some are huge and might have hundreds of employees. And both of these types of organizations, the small organizations, the startup organizations, or the very large organizations, they're all going to operate differently and have different levels of employee policies in place, different levels of benefits in place, different work styles, different pace. So in a startup environment, you might expect to be very, very fast-paced, have to work in a very agile way, be able to go with the flow if something unexpected happens. Some people are just not comfortable with that. Some people need to have structure and stability and things to be more stable day to day. So it's really important to know which side of the spectrum you fall on and whether you're going to be a good fit for an organization of that size. A fourth great job interview question is, how do you handle it when you disagree with someone? Like any job environments, nonprofits are not different in this way. You're going to be working with a lot of different types of personalities, and being able to get along and work as a team is critical. So, thinking through this question, what is your strategy when you disagree with someone? Do you stay quiet? Do you confront them? Thinking of what you currently do and maybe some ways that you could improve upon the strategy when you answer this question would be really key. The fifth question, this is a little bit of a tough one, and I've heard similar things to this in other types of job interviews also, and that is, what would your most severe critic say about you? Of course, nobody likes to say bad things about themselves in life or in a job interview. So I think the main point of this type of job interview question is just to challenge you and see how you deal with a certain level of discomfort. The sixth one I really love, so this one's one of mine, and that is, what do you think that our organization could be doing better or differently to tackle the social problem that we're trying to tackle? Now, answering this job interview question tells me a lot of things about you. First, it tells me your level of understanding of the social problem that our cause is trying to address. It also shows me how willing you are to be honest with me. And I know for me, honesty is really, really important in all of the team members that I work with. I have this philosophy that I can't fix a problem if I don't know about it. So one of the first things I always tell new hires is we have a policy of open and honest communication on the team. So on that note, your ability to be honest with me also tells me if you're going to be a good fit. And the seventh job interview question that I got from other executive directors and that I also agree with is, why do you think that you are the best candidate for this job? I'm a firm believer that everybody has something unique and special to bring to the table to make the world a better place, so I would love to hear what you are confident in and how you think that you will be able to make a difference for not just our organization, but for the cause that we're trying to address. Once again, 3 things are super key in any job interview for a nonprofit or social enterprise organization that you want to work with, and that is passion. You gotta love what they do. Second is understanding of the cause and the organization. And the third is fit. I hope this video has helped you out. If you are a hiring manager at an organization, I'd love to hear what are some other job interview questions that you like to ask candidates. And if you are someone out there who is looking for a job with one of these awesome organizations, drop a comment below, let us know what you're thinking about, what makes you nervous, what makes you excited, and share your challenges about seeking a job, and maybe we can all help each other out. Once again, don't forget to subscribe because I make weekly videos here on YouTube about social impact, leadership, nonprofits, service, and so much more. And if you're on Facebook, come check me out in my Facebook group, Change the World or Bust. I'm having conversations with other change makers around the world on how we can all work together to make a difference, and we'd love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.